Hello everyone, it's Alex, and yes, I'm back again for another review. After the double dose of Mortal Kombat, we're getting back to the good stuff. Like Mortal Kombat wasn't the good stuff, but this is the good stuff. So, this is Zett Studios' Get a Robo 1. Now, I know what you're thinking, who the fuck is Zett Studio? And that's what I was thinking last year when they showed up and showed off their Get a 1. They came out of nowhere. They're based in Thailand. I had my doubts, but it's sitting here in front of me right now. Let's go over it. First, my love for super robots. Huge mecha fan in general, as you know. I like Marvel, I like DC. You know, I like Ultraman. You know, I like Kamen Rider and Godzilla. I'm also a huge mecha fan. Gundam. Getter, Mazinger, you know, all the good stuff. You know, Big O, Gurren Lagann, all these timeless classics. But the one that always, well, the couple that always get me are Getter and Mazinger. And I have had probably every Solar Chogokin under the sun related to these properties, and you know, figures, and you know. Anything I can get my hands on revolving around Getter and Mazinger really at one point. But since I made the move into statues, I've always wanted someone, you know, for 10 years of collecting, it's been like, well, as cool as the Solar Chogokin stuff is, and it is fantastic. And the newer, you know, the bigger stuff that they've really, I've just completely moved away from figures. So statues has been like a thing that I've wanted for a while now. And this popped up last year, and I was so skeptical. I was like, oh my god, someone's doing Getter. And they're doing it well, and it looks fucking awesome. It's some company from Thailand who I've never heard of. It's their first thing. It's quite a complicated sculpt. The prototype looks amazing, but you know, prototypes always do. What's the production piece going to be like? And I kind of put it at the back of my mind because, you know, that's what you do, really. You're not so confident in a company or a piece. You kind of think, let's leave that and move on to other things. So I haven't really thought about it. And then X Plus have released a gigantic Getter 1 from Getter Robo Armageddon, which this is also based on, but with some differences, some major differences. You know, which is like 30 inches high to the top of the gun. And I ordered it from HLJ. If you don't know HLJ, that's Hobbylint Japan, which is a well-known website for model kits, figures, statues, all that sort of stuff that are based in Japan, or might be in Hong Kong. And I can't even remember pre-ordering this thing. And so that was it then. I thought, oh, what about the other Getter? The one that, you know, that company who I can't remember who were doing, which turned out to be Zett. And it's out. It was out. I was like, oh, it's out. I need to find pictures and reviews of this thing. And there were none. There were absolutely none. You know, it's quite a niche thing anyway. And it's like I say, it's a company with, you know, first statue out the gate. Same sort of thing as Infinity Studio. But I was willing to take the gamble. You know, the sculpt's so nice on the proto. I thought, well, you know, if the paints aren't up to scratch, then maybe I could do something with it. Luckily, no, none of that will be needed. Right, lost my train of thought. Let's get on to the statue. It's come out fantastic. The whole thing has got such a premium feel. It's got such an XM. It's got such an Infinity Studio feel. It comes in a box, quite slim. It's just one layer of all the pieces in, but it's that thick, reinforced cardboard that almost feels like thick plastic. You know, same as XM, same as Infinity. Just super premium feel to it. You open up and you've got the polystyrene with the straps, Zett Studio on there. So all super nice. You get this. So we've got Get a Robot, Gonagai, Ken Ishikawa, Dynamic Planning, Unbox Industries, X Cross, Zett Studios, Certificate of Authenticity. Getter Robo polystone statue is officially licensed in conjunction with Dan and Gonagai. Gonagai, by the way, you know, Devilman, Getter, Mazinger. Does he do anything else, man? Come on. And we've got these, what you call it there, what they called? Holograms. So hopefully this won't get copied. And there's the number. 333 of these. Yes, just 333 in the world. Mine is number 236. You open up that box and you get this. I love it when companies do that. It's kind of some very nice artwork on the box. Very similar to this. And you open up. Some nice pictures of the statue. And we get assembly instructions. So as you can see, put the wing on. The Getter Wing, his cape's called the Getter Wing if you don't know. Both arms come on, and then we go through some of the bits and bobs. We've got all the Zett Studio, Quality Graphic Studio based in Thailand, founded in 2016. So this is very much their first statue. We've got Sculpt, 3D Sculpt, QC and Engineering. Ah, now that I didn't notice. Okay. So that might explain a few things that I genuinely didn't see there. Ah. So that might give you a bit of a clue to why this is so high quality. XM were involved in QC. And you know, if you want anyone involved in QC, it's XM. So yeah, let's go over the statue a bit. It's so fucking good. It's, you know, I've been waiting 10 years for this thing. For someone to do this, you know, it feels like all my chickens have come home to roost. We've got Prime 1 doing Guyver, Ultraman, Bloodborne. We've got First Figures doing One Punch Man. Sume doing one for Dragon Ball, Naruto. Some really good shit coming out in the last couple of years, you know, and it's completely changed the direction of my collection as well. You know, I'm going in a completely different way. You know, I'm getting rid of small pieces. I want to go bigger. I want to get more things that I'm really into and less stuff that I'm just like about. And this was one of the first purchases. So, like I say, it's way too much rambling, but the excitement for the statue is just immense. So, like I say, it is based on Getter Robo. The original Getter Robo series, if you don't know, was like in the 70s, late 70s, and then the gonagai did another version called Getter Robo G, and then there's been iteration after iteration. You had Shin Getter, Getter Robo Armageddon, Getter Arc, and anime and manga form. You know, it went from very much a kids TV show. You know, it was gonagai was the first guy to say, hey, let's put a human in a robot and make it do stuff, really. Especially like a super robot. So, you know, it was like kid stuff, but gonagai's also always got that kind of dark side. So, you know, you had these things in it like, you know, these weird demon guys, and, you know, there was still quite a bit of blood in it. And, you know, for a kid show. I saw it in the UK originally when I was a kid, probably late 80s, early 90s, and it was called The Formators. That's what it's called on video. And I just fell in love with it. I remember watching that so many times. And then, obviously, as I grew up, I watched the original series, and then like things like Getter Robo Armageddon, which is, you know, an amazing anime. It's just ridiculous and insane. So this is very much based on that. And Getter Robo Armageddon, the original Getter Robo team, which is and the forms in original Getter Robo were called 1, 2, 3. That's all. In the later series, they were called Dragon, Lig, and Poseidon. So this is definitely based on Getter Robo 1, but this is very much a stylised modern take. Kind of, if you know, there's a company called Future who do Chogokin stuff, and they do very similar designs. So it's that modern twist on the character anyway, and then stylised it and modernised it even more. But the main thing about the Getter 1 in Armageddon is that you use these huge machine guns, which we'll get onto in a bit. Let's go down. No, we'll stay at the top actually. Let's go into the head first. The head's done really well. The lines done really well, picked out perfectly. Everything came in perfect condition. We've got all these little spiky edges. Just dots of yellow in the eyes there to pick it out. Hugely strong magnet. Head clips back on. We've got like a lovely green minty paint for the chest. All the mechanical details are really cool. Really nicely done. Pose is fantastic, which we'll go into a bit more. Both arms come off, like I say. The wing comes off, which I won't show you actually taking this off because it's not a pain, but I can't be bothered. You'll never get a full review from me. But let's just go on to the cape, which is really well sculpted, really well shaded. And it actually attaches here as well at the base. So there's no chance of it. It's actually got part of the base here where the robot bits are all damaged, and the cape's actually moulded to that. So if you do take the cape off, you get this piece, which clips in Getter One's back. And then you also get this piece, which slots down there to cover up where the cape would be. So all base is covered. All magnets are very, very strong in this as well. As you can see, the base is so well done. The rocks really well painted. And we've got like a bit of extra detail down here of like the exposed wire. Like I say, the pose is just super dynamic. Try and pull back a bit for you. I just couldn't ask for more. Size-wise, I have got my measuring tape here, but I'll just go off the top of my head. It's about 19 inches tall. So it's 1/4 size, I'd say, in scale. But obviously it's not 1/4 scale because Getter Robo is huge. But you know, it's a good size if you've got a 1/4 collection. And the pose is just, it just works. There's a big peg in this foot. And then we've got a big magnet on this foot, and there's also like on that foot there's like a bit of suede to just stop from scratching the base. It's all very premium, feels very, you know, like you've got your money's worth. Now speaking of money's worth, it's actually 18,500 baht. Are they baht in Thailand? Baht? I think it's baht. 18,500 baht, which is around $550. And then you've got shipping and import and that. I actually picked this up from Europe, and that's what you know, I jumped on it so quick because it was in Europe, a place called Japan World. They actually had it on eBay 10% off, so I actually picked it up €500, which I was super happy with, which is about 440 quid. But yeah, for the quality, I mean, obviously it's a niche thing, and the low run of 333, so the price is bang on in my opinion. But yeah, body sculpt, everything is just perfect. Now, before we get to switch out, because switch outs is what this guy's all about, you also get this. Now, if you're thinking, what's the ship for? Getter Robo is actually 3 ships that combine. So Getter 1, 2, 3, or NG. It's like Dragon, Poseidon, and Liger in the original series, and it's 3 ships that combine. So this, as you can see, it's very similar. There we've got the chest piece and the greens and things like that make the face up. Is actually here at the top, and then one's and 3's in the middle there, the yellow, or that might be 2, and then 3's the legs. And basically you switch combinations to get the different versions of the robot. So, you know, 2 goes on top, that's Getter 2, 3 goes on top, that's Getter 3. And this is just a fantastic little addition. Well, it's not even little, it's actually quite heavy. Again, super well painted, nicely dynamic. The ship actually just pegs in on there. And now I won't be able to peg it back in again. Like that. And then actually I'll take that out and show you the bottom. They're good enough to put on the base, which Sideshow didn't even do with their Predator 2 maquette. But there we go, we've actually got the Getter Eagle, so that's what the ship is. A picture of the ship and the edition size. So the bases match. And then on the actual Getter 1 base, you've got a picture of him, and it says Getter Robo 1, and the additional size on there. So yeah, Getter Eagle, very much appreciated. And hopefully when they do move on to Getter 2 and 3, they'll do the other 2 ships, and then you can display all 3 ships together, display each ship of each robot. I'm getting excited. So what have we got in the way of swap outs? Well, these 2 hands that we've got on now, a little boring, so let's swap them. So you've got the open palm for that side, and you've got the fist for his right hand. Super clean lines, super well done. But like I said, he does use machine guns in the in Getter Robo Armageddon. So if they supply you with a pair, and these are meaty things. Exactly, it's one of the coolest bits in the anime. He just whips out these 2 machine guns and just blasts them. Nice weathering all over. As is on Getter, actually, the weathering's really subtly done and really well done. Let me get this other bad boy in. And there we go. We've got Getter 1 wielding those huge machine guns. And that is a display. And also, with the, I mean, if you take the wing off and just have him display with the fist, it's quite small. You know, there's not much depth or width to it. Obviously, it retains the height, but it loses a bit of its presence, I'd say. And it, you know, it would fit in a detail like that. But you put these these guns on, and that wing, and it just, you know, it just takes it up to the next level and gives it that so much more presence. Super, it just tops it off fantastically. But there is more, because if you don't know what Getter's signature weapon is, it's a melee weapon. It's not an axe, it's a tomahawk. As he screams, "Get a tomahawk!" As you can see, just here like this, little bits of weathering, just so it shows where it's been caught, where it's been scratched. Really well done. This is quite a old school looking tomahawk actually. And that should go in. Lovely. So I think that's my ideal pose. One gun, one tomahawk to mix it up a bit. But I think 2 guns will be swapped in and out when I can. But beautiful piece. Super happy that someone's got the ball rolling with Super Robots. You know, give me a Mazinger. You know, give me a Grendizer. I know Tsume doing Grendizer. Give me a Great Mazinger. Give me a Mazinkaiser. Give me all the Getters. You know, and then if they moved out and did things like Big O or Gurren Lagann, everyone's doing Gurren Lagann. Prime One are doing Gurren Lagann. Fierce Figures are doing Gurren Lagann. But I'm just so glad someone's stepped up and done Getter. And I really hope that Zett Studio continue to do more. If you want to find out more about them, Google Zett Studio. Their website is zett-studio.com. There's lots of lovely pictures on the site, which are very representative of the final product. You can chat. They're on Facebook as well. So yeah, definitely check it. If you're a Super Robot fan and you've been missing that premium large statue from your collection, whether it's anime, whether it's Marvel, DC, whatever, but you wanted, you know, like me. This will sit with my anime figures, statues, to be honest. It fits there most, but you know, this line goes as deep as it wants, and I'll keep buying them. And they keep that price point, or as low, or as close to that price point as they can, then it is a no-brainer for me. And there's your little Getter Eagle, which I actually will display in a bestie. Fits in a bestie cube perfectly, just like that in the front. I think it looks very nice. So there you go, guys. Something a bit different. Zett Studio, check them out. Like I say, if you're into super robots, or you know, or if you're not into super robots but you like the design, go and watch and look up some Get a Robo. Go look up Gonagai and see what else he's done. The man's a genius. But there you go. It's my review of Zett Studios Get a Robo 1. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.